Folks, hello again. Ron DeSantis has got a fight on his hands at the moment, and it's not Donald Trump. It's actually bigger, Walt Disney. And like two heavyweights going at each other, Disney and Florida's government, neither side is backing down. For those just catching up or a little swamped by it all, here's the short story. Florida's very popular governor and potential White House challenger Ron DeSantis has been conducting a long-running campaign to limit the autonomy of Disney World, which is his state's largest employer. It's got about 77,000 cast members throughout the resort, which makes it one of the biggest single-site employers in the whole of the United States. So it's very big, very powerful. So powerful, the 25,000-acre complex near Orlando holds a unique tax status that began way back in 1967, which allows the mega resort to function as its own government with control of utilities, even a fire department. It used to operate as the Reedy Creek Improvement District. Now it's the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. DeSantis wants to change that. Here he was last year.
But they also will be considering termination of all special districts that were enacted in Florida prior to 1968, and that includes the Reedy Creek Improvement District.
The fight really kicked off in March last year when the governor signed into law the Parental Rights in Education Act, which opponents called the Don't Say Gay Bill. The act restricts classroom discussion about sexual orientation and gender identity. It had nothing to do with Disney, but Disney, at the urging of its employees, some of whom identify as LGBTQ+, criticised the bill. This was Bob Chapek, the boss at the time, in a call to shareholders.
I called Governor DeSantis this morning to express our disappointment and concern that if legislation becomes law, it could be used to unfairly target gay, lesbian, non-binary, and transgender kids and families.
Bob Chapek didn't make it. For a variety of other reasons, mostly financial, he was fired and replaced by former boss Bob Iger. So a newish boss, but the same stoush, which brings us to the present. 2 weeks ago, Iger lashed out at the state, calling it anti-business and anti-Florida. In a meeting with Disney shareholders, Iger said, "A company has a right to freedom of speech just like individuals do." DeSantis opened up another front. He signed a bill that subjects Disney to additional layers of external oversight through a 5-member board appointed by the state. But as the BBC reports a few weeks ago, that board was neutered by a last-minute contract, which gives Disney near total control over development in the district in perpetuity or until 21 years after the death of the last survivor of the descendants of King Charles III, King of England. So basically, not in our lifetime. So DeSantis threatened Disney with a major development next door.
Try to do more amusement parks. Someone even said, maybe you need another state prison. Who knows?
Even DeSantis knows that one's a stretch. But he's in election mode. He will run for the White House, whether that's for 2024 or 2028. So he can't back down now. If he does, his opponents will use that against him.
And we're just going to have to, keep fighting back, and we will continue to do it because there's a larger principle at stake than just about, this company and everything. It's ultimately we are a government of laws, not a government of individual men or even a government of woke corporations based in California.
DeSantis has made it a mission to target the woke brigades, including, as he mentioned there, multi-million-dollar corporations that are attached to that. Disney is as woke as any company. Everyone knows that. It's rethemed and changed storylines around some of its rides to suit the times. It's even cut the greeting, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from some of its fireworks shows to be more inclusive. But it's one of the biggest companies in the country. And for reasons mentioned earlier, very powerful and special tax status aside, it still spends up big, bringing in bucket loads of cash to the state. So in that sense, DeSantis needs to be careful. Where does this end? I don't think anything changes. The government continues on its legislative path and Disney on its. As Bob Iger reminded viewers in a recent video to shareholders, Disney has been around for 100 years and will continue to be well into the future.
We are so proud of Disney's legacy here in Central Florida, across America, and across the world.
It essentially means governments move on, Disney will outlast them, woke or not. In the meantime, the ongoing stoush will be fascinating. Thanks for watching, folks. To support this channel, please like, share and subscribe below. See you next week.